Hi. Today, I'd like to talk to you about what a project labor agreement, or a PLA, is and how it impacts local workers and construction. Government-mandated project labor agreements, or community benefit agreements, actually do anything but benefit the community. What they actually do is tip the scales against merit shop contractors from competing for and winning construction project contracts. Project labor agreement proponents will tell you that a PLA increases local and minority hire, benefits apprenticeship, and doesn't raise cost. But what do PLAs do in reality? They directly hurt a majority of local workers, which in turn hurts all constituents in the affected area due to discriminatory and irresponsible fiscal policy. How does that happen? Through the unfair policies that are baked into every PLA. Number 1, apprentice discrimination. All non-union apprentices are banned from working on local projects when a PLA is implemented.
When I returned from maternity leave, I expressed my concern about working out of town. The owner of the company told me as long as we have work in town, we can keep you here. Since then, I've worked within 2 hours of home. I take my son to school. I coach baseball after work. I'm a local, working, single mother. I'm qualified and competent, and I'm skilled and trained. I deserve the opportunity to work in my community and be home for dinner. If non-union companies are unable to fairly bid projects such as SMF, I will be forced to choose between being a parent or providing for my family. Thank you.
Number 2, core worker agreements. For a merit shop contractor, only a handful of the contractor's employees can work under a PLA. The rest of the local contractor's employees are prevented from working on the projects where they live. And why does this increase cost? Over 85% of the construction workforce in California choose to work in a union-free environment every day. PLAs discriminate against more than 85% of the market from bidding or working on public works projects. And it's common sense that when the number of bids go down, the costs go up.
We did receive a lot of interest. We had 16 contractors go on to our Planet Bids site to download the plans, to review the project. We had a lot of contractors show up, particularly at our first pre-bid meeting. Unfortunately, when we did have our bid opening recently, we only received one bid, and that one bid was more than double the engineer's estimate, which was unfortunate. And then after further inspecting the bid, it was determined to be non-conforming. So technically, we have 0 qualified bids.
Number 3, fewer opportunities for minorities. A significant and critically important part of the 85% of the construction workforce that is merit shop are ethnic minorities. Project labor agreements actually create disadvantaged communities by preventing opportunities to work where people live. Fewer work opportunities for minorities means fewer opportunities to grow wealth and put food on their families' tables. PLAs make it harder to level the playing field, despite promises made.
Did you say the project going across the street to Capitol renovations is under a project labor agreement similar to this?
I did.
Okay, and I think you and Senator Smallwood spoke to greater diversity, and this has been a bone of contention for me for the last 3 years, the lack of diversity on that project. And 3.5 years, I've seen 2 African Americans working on that. So if project labor agreements are supposed to bring greater diversity, hiring from the community, it's not demonstrated on a $500 million project that's going on.
Number 4, wage theft. For the handful of local workers who are lucky enough to work on a project under a PLA, they are subjected to wage theft. Merit shop contractors' employees bring home more money when working on a public works construction job than their union counterparts due to the fact that they do not have dues being taken out of their paychecks. Compliance with paying prevailing wage is already California law when doing a public works project, and PLAs don't ensure that anyone get a more fair wage, but in fact, just ensure that merit shop workers don't get to take home as much money to their families. A PLA forces these merit shop employees who never intend to join a union to pay union dues for the entirety of their time on a project under a PLA. They lose out on large sums of their paycheck for reasons that they did not agree to. What's the bottom line? A PLA is a solution in search of a problem. A PLA will increase the cost of construction for taxpayers and discriminate against the majority of local construction workers.
I share the concerns of the witness a moment ago that here's something we're trying to do that's a positive, but your bill creates restrictions and limitations on the marketplace. And I just don't understand why we'd want to do that. If this is all a good thing to do, then why are we going to create these additional requirements? So that's what baffles me about the bill.
If you need help stopping this discriminatory and costly idea from rearing its ugly head in your area, please contact WECA and ABC NorCal, who can help ensure fair and open competition in construction allow all to benefit from projects in your area.